There. Now I'm not muted anymore.
That's
Hello,
good.
gentlemen and Becky.
Hello.
Do we know if Steve's coming?
I believe he's coming.
Whoa, that didn't sound good from someone.
Yeah, when there's no snow during this time of year, the leaf mold
Oh,
will
right.
just get terrible. It's
Yeah. I have heard people complaining about allergies, and I had no idea what they'd be allergic to in this time of the year.
it's the darn leaves that are all exposed now. They're supposed
Yeah.
to be covered in snow this time of year, but
Yeah, they are, aren't they?
mhm.
But
I don't hear too
what
many people
snow?
complaining about that, though.
Yeah, what snow?
Yeah, what snow, right? Well,
It's been a crazy year. My main worry is, though, that without the cold, we're not going to get rid of all those nasties that are in the ground, like ticks
no,
and
of
all
course not.
that.
Of course
And
not.
that's the second year in a row we're not going to get rid of them.
Yeah.
I did notice yesterday that my daffodils are about 3 inches up. And the chipmunks have come out of hibernation. And that's about all I can tell you. That's all I've noticed.
Well, my brother-in-law, who sugars in
Mhm.
Hampshire, has said that this was the earliest that he's started ever.
Yeah, they're talking about it on the radio, that it's yeah. Well, I'm not surprised.
Yeah.
I expected it to be earlier, frankly, because of crazy weather.
Yeah.
But I guess the trees still rely on the sunlight too, so it's not just the weather, not just the warmth, it's the
Yeah,
sun.
well, that's what
Must
brings
be.
the sap up, though. So
Yeah, crazy weather. I'll be curious after the season's all over for you to let us know whether he got the same amount or more or less. They say it's going to be a
Yeah.
less season,
yeah, right.
so it'll be interesting to find out. I'm kind of waiting until Steve materializes if he's coming out. I don't know if Becky's calling him or not.
I'm texting.
At least we can't complain. At least this time he can't be not here because of ice and snow, like one of our previous times.
Yeah.
It could be because of mud today.
Yeah. Oh,
That's
yeah.
true.
Yeah, well, now we get mud season.
Yeah, that's another downside of.
Hey, look, winter's not over yet.
No, I
All
know.
those little presumptuous daffodils are gonna get blasted with cold and snow.
Not necessarily.
Well, they can handle it, but they
Yeah, they
might-
can
We're used
handle
to
it.
it, but
It just kills the top off of them. It doesn't kill the bulb,
yeah, right.
so they can just continue growing. But I was surprised.
Yeah, it's
I
probably
didn't
a little
expect
ear-
to see them.
Probably a little
Pardon?
early to plant your tomatoes.
Yeah, I would rather think so. Plant anything.
Hey,
Except
Steve
things-
and Becky, how are you?
Uh,
Good. I'm wondering if today is the night you can attend a capital planning meeting that just started. Okay. All right. Thank you. Okay. Bye. He apologized. He forgot. So he'll be here, he said, in about 5 minutes.
Okay, great. That's super. Then we can wait until he gets here.
Yeah, since I have not received, and I'll double check, new quotes from the school for the flooring. So I think, and when I, upon reflection, I don't think in the last couple of years he's done, he had done multiple originally, but he hasn't done them in the last couple of years. We've just been working off the batch of old ones. So I think I understand he's made requests, but he doesn't have any materials yet.
Okay. Whoa. Michael, how was your trip?
Over, but it was wonderful.
Where did you go?
Went to St. John in the Virgin Islands.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
Have they fully recovered from being clobbered with that hurricane?
Yeah, they have. It was, when you have a lot of rich people around,
Mhm.
it helps a lot.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. But
But,
yeah, I remember seeing pictures and the whole island was flat.
yeah, we were down there in January after the hurricanes had hit in November, and it was pretty wild down there.
Oh, I'm sure.
But it's and the somebody said it's the largest intact subtropical forest in the, at least in the Western Hemisphere.
Really?
It recovered fairly quickly.
Yeah. Now, is that the US Park Service
Yeah,
place?
it's,
Or,
most of the island is national park, so
yeah,
that
I know.
it's intact, and the trees down there, they're used to it, I guess. So they
Yeah.
lose their tops and they just sprout back up again.
No, that's good.
Unlike, I don't know how these pine trees are going to do around here from the tops.
You wonder.
All of them, but
Yeah, you wonder. I mean, as much as I like evergreens, that's a time when you don't want evergreens.
yeah, I've never seen as many pine bits and pieces down in the woods as we have now. That was
Or
pretty,
on the roads.
yeah.
No, I have never seen that. I don't know what caught. It was just one of those, it was so heavy
Yeah,
and so hard that it just screwed everything up.
yeah. I mean, I've
I know
got
the high,
big old pines that lost their tops just
yep,
right off.
yep. And if they're old, they're going to have trouble regrowing. So they'll probably slowly die because the critters will get into them and eat them. And that's a shame. Once again, we're killing time.
Yeah, that's what I figured.
Yeah. Once
I saw 2 ducks on Marvin's Pond today.
okay, what's Marvin's Pond?
It's in Leverett on the way into town
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
on the left-hand side.
Now,
Where they're
like,
usually Canada geese and that sort of thing. Yes.
but
I've
these are
never
ducks.
seen the ducks, I've never seen this early.
Mallards, or
I think they might be. I don't know.
you don't know your ducks.
I don't know my ducks.
Did any of you hear last week? I think it was last week, or maybe later in the previous week. There was an eagle sitting in the pine tree outside the church, sitting right up at the top. It was a bald eagle. It was amazing. Yeah, some gentleman was taking pictures, and I thought it was when we had the ice and the snow, so I thought he was just taking pictures of the scenery. And he said, no, there's an eagle up there.
Yeah.
And sure enough, and it flew, and it was so majestic and so beautiful. But it surprised me. I'm not used to seeing them. I've got to start watching the top of those trees when I'm available to watch them.
We saw them at my brother's on 4th of July this past year.
Yeah.
They are so majestic, like you say.
Oh, they're gorgeous. Absolutely gorgeous. Have you ever seen a golden eagle?
No.
Yeah, well, we saw them down in Lake of the Ozarks, but then we're pretty sure there was one up here because one night, was it night? No, it wasn't really night. It was light out. One flew down on Baker Road and landed in front of us in the car. And it was probably, it's probably 2 or 3 feet tall. It was definitely not a bald eagle. So the only thing we could think of it would be into the raptor family would be a golden eagle. But they can be around here. We don't usually see them, but God knows there's all kinds of weird things around here that we don't see. But that was a real shock, especially when it lands in the road. But then when it flew back up into go ahead.
My grandson is very much into birds right now. He's 5.
Mhm.
He's discovered that he can categorize things by the way of birds. And
Oh, that's neat.
yeah, he's having.
Does he have a bird feeder?
Oh, they have bird feeders. He has bird
Good.
books. He has,
Good. So he can actually research a bird and find out what it is and see it over and over again. That's great.
and Lord help you if you don't get the name right, if you just give the end of it or something like that.
Yeah, exactly. Because the names aren't necessarily what we call them.
Right, that's right. And so he's gone from dinosaurs to birds. So I guess
Well, they're related.
Right, there you go.
Why not?
Can we do anything while we're waiting? We get started.
Yeah.
Well, okay, I'm going to apologize. Okay, then I call the meeting to order. Oh, go ahead.
So
Becky?
I'm trying to confirm, I'm afraid, Ellen, what I sent you this afternoon was, this morning was.
I think that's
it
an
was
old one.
Tim's, yeah, it's an old
Yeah.
one. I'm trying to find the current one. AJ, did you get the new quote that Tim did?
The one that talked about the,
Was this on the
The-
backhoe or?
Yeah, in the backhoe.
So I think
Steve said,
what I have is the one that Steven said.
yeah, the one that said it was on the state bid list.
Yeah, that one.
that one was
Okay,
sent
so it was from Steve. That's why I'm not finding it.
Yeah,
February 8th.
Yeah,
Thank
I
you.
knew it come out, but I
knew it
couldn't
was
find,
in, but I
my
couldn't-
copy must be at the town hall.
Right. $155,000.
Mhm. Well, then,
I paid for my Lamborghini,
electric Lamborghini, no
but
less,
you know, I
right?
can't dig a hole with the Lamborghini, so it's.
No, you can't. You don't want to. Anyway, I do have my notes, but I haven't transcribed the notes into the minutes yet. I must apologize for that. But last time, oh, let me call the meeting to order. Whatever time it is, it's now 5:42. And according to my notes, we did vote on the telephone system. However, Becky, you have some information on that. I don't think you,
believe and AJ and Bob, I think we might have picked up on this during the, I believe the school has moved ahead to find the money for it so that they don't have to wait an additional 3 months to receive it.
okay, so therefore we voted to accept it, which I suppose we should, even though it's going to be paid for in this year. So it's nothing that really has to be brought up to FinCom when we come to FinCom because, you know, it's already being spent by the school.
wait, Becky, can you remind me, I'm sorry, I've had a crazy day, so I'm trying to wrap my head around this. The budget didn't just include the new updated operating fee that Crocker is going to charge, right? It include the hardware replacement?
No,
I believe-
they're paying for it out of this year's budget.
Okay,
The school is
think-
paying for it out of this year's budget. It has,
Or
it's
it's
not-
out of, I'm not sure if they're using choice money for it or not. I didn't-
see, okay.
I didn't listen closely enough, but they were they needed to make it happen and waiting longer. They didn't have the quote for the special town meeting. And then, so they have figured out a way to finance it.
They included their new contract with Crocker as part of their budget. But
Right.
but the equipment, the material aspect is going to be paid for out of their budget.
Mhm.
But the amount in the budget was overstated by
Right.
about $1,500.
Right, and they're going to change that.
Right.
Yeah, they're gonna adjust that
Yeah.
downward. So I looked at that and it was like, wait a second.
Yeah, it didn't correspond to what the documents we received from them, the
Right.
analysis from Marty and the person who did the analysis for them when they were doing their
WB.
due diligence. Yeah, right.
Yeah.
So so they're going to change that. So it's not really something for us.
No, but we did approve it and, but it's not anymore for us.
Right.
And that's, yeah, I can understand where you can't futz around with a telephone system in a school. Anyway, the other thing, then we got talking, of course, at our last meeting about the library slider and
In the school.
you indicated it
school,
wasn't as bad as a conference room slider. Same situation does exist in terms of southern exposure. So, because you may have brought a good point up, Bob, that we really shouldn't do it until we shouldn't do the slider until we replace the floor.
Yeah,
I think it was the opposite.
As Becky,
No,
well, I did.
that's what I have in my notes.
That is why we held off on the conference room floor, because originally the school had come to us and asked for 2 sliders. When I
Mhm,
looked
I
at the
remember.
building committee and with this committee, I saw that the other one, the one that's we're talking about now, which is the library slider, was in pretty good shape, and didn't see that it was necessary to replace it. And we weren't actually contemplating replacing that floor at that time anyway. So I thought we would replace it if we're going to do the floor. But Becky says, and I think it's true, that it's in pretty good shape. The rail is not rotted out, and I think that's due to the fact that it's on the north side and it's not exposed. I mean, it's on the south side, so it's not exposed to the south sun and weather. It's protected, in addition to the gutter, which is also exposed to those same elements, was rotted out on that other side. So they can go ahead with the floor.
Yeah.
And do the slider later. That's what I think we had
Yeah.
concluded.
Yeah, that we did, because my notes say slider not a concern at this time.
Yeah,
Gotcha.
but we still, I don't know if it's our ambit or the finance committees, but I still am very interested in seeing competitive bids on these projects.
Oh, we have to. That's what we're
Yeah.
after them for. And you weren't able to get a hold of Mark or whatever his name is today? Becky, I know you
Matt,
called and
and,
left him a Matt or whatever.
Oh, you must appreciate the irony. Of course, you can't leave Matt a message. So chasing
Right.
him becomes.
Because of the phone
tough.
system, right?
Right, because of the phone system.
Does
It's-
get email though.
He does get email, and I had emailed him and I emailed him again. But sometimes it's easiest to catch people on the phone.
Oh, yeah.
I've never been able to get him to answer that phone. Even when he had voicemail, it was not that easy to find him. He's off somewhere scrubbing some floor or something.
No, I'm sure he's a very busy man,
But he
especially
answered
during
back.
school. So we still don't know anything about the competitive bid,
No
which I
quotes.
agree with you. We should have some,
Well-
because that bid is old, and God knows with the cost of everything going up, we don't know what it's going to look like. Oh, here comes Shannon Sad, AKA Steve. Maybe. There he is.
Hi, Steve.
Hi, Steve.
Oh, Steve.
So would everyone like me to put out the highway bid on screen?
Mike, are you taking minutes? Okay. Yes, please. I think it's a good idea.
Oops. Sorry. Just need a little more room. Come on. There we go. Can you all see it?
You gotta shrink it.
No.
Ability to do stuff disappears when it's on screen.
Mm,
Well,
you can see it right here.
that's not the right one.
What?
Unfortunately,
Can you change the percentage up there? It says 82. Can you write in like 50% or something?
If you,
see, I can't
if you
see
hit escape,
anything.
it goes to, it puts the people across the top of the screen, and you can get a little wider screen on your own screen, but
Yeah, I have a 27-inch screen, and all I see is the top of the document. It says Town of Shutesbury.
Oh, I see. I see everything all the way down to quantity, one backhoe, list price, and stay contract. And you're all on the side. We're all on the side.
okay, well, we all have
Yeah,
different.
plus the minus, Becky. There you go. There you go.
Yeah, see,
Yeah.
I couldn't see
Now I
that
can't read it.
until,
Oh, you can't read it?
I can,
There we go. That's probably pretty
Yeah.
good for me, but
can you
anyhow,
read
it's
it?
that 155
Huh?
number that's critical. So
155, and that's the state contract price.
Yes,
And how long is that particular state contract good for? Do you know?
it expires July 31st.
Oh, 2023. Okay, so in the next fiscal year. I'm sorry, I didn't even see that there.
And this would include a grading bucket.
Okay. Steve, what's a grading bucket?
It's a bucket that doesn't have any teeth on it. It's a smooth bucket so that you can, instead of tearing up the earth, it smooths it as it's digging. That's what we use
Ah.
for, that's what we use for all our ditches.
Oh, okay.
No. Isn't the grading bucket we use for the trenches on the side of the road, Steve?
That's what he just
That-
said.
Yes, that's correct.
What he
Yeah,
called
the-
ditches.
The machine comes with a 24-inch bucket, and this is an add-on, the 36-inch grading bucket. The 24-inch bucket is a regular digging bucket.
That, right, that's a regular, yeah, a digging or a trench, yeah, the one with the teeth on it.
And then there's a 1.3 yard multi-purpose, 4-in-1.
It's a 4-in-1 bucket
Oh,
in the
yeah.
front loader,
Right.
right, Steve?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the bucket on the front.
Okay.
The 4-in-1, that has jaws, so the bucket separates into two pieces, so we can pick up all of this junk that's on the side of the road this week and throw it into the truck.
You mean like you're doing this week? I just saw you doing that with a little thingy that I don't, cute little machine.
Yeah,
You
that
rented
one,
Right, Steve?
that's rented from West County for the
I
week.
figured it was rented from someone, but it was an interesting little machine.
Yeah, you're not gonna, wait a minute, you're gonna get him to ask for another one, come on.
No, I can, the only time I've ever seen something like that being used is today. So I really don't think so. Okay, and the state contract is good through July 31st. And therefore, with a state contract, you really don't have to go out for any more bids.
Correct. But Steve, you poked around and got some information. Did you want to share the information you found out?
I don't have the price, but the salesperson for Case said it was a lot more. He couldn't compete with this one, the Cat. And I never heard back from John Deere.
Well, they know enough not, if they had been able to compete, they would have been in the competition for the state bid and might have gotten it. So obviously they knew they couldn't make it.
Well, they both John Deere and Case do have a state contract number, but it's just that they're a lot higher than
Yeah.
the Cat.
Right. So they didn't get the state contract is what it comes down to, because probably, as you say, they were higher.
No, they could still be on the state
Oh,
contract.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they can still be on it.
Oh, okay.
Or
So this is basically the lowest contract price.
No,
For
we
the
don't
state
know that,
contract.
Ellen. We haven't got any other prices.
We don't have to if it's on state contract.
Yes,
So that's why you have a state contract price.
I don't know about that. I'm not clear that that's the
I
case.
went to
That's the
school for this,
procurement
as
law.
did Becky.
I'd like
what
to
did
know
you
what the
say?
deer
I'm sorry.
cost, just maybe you're right, maybe Steve is right. I'm not, I have no reason to doubt that he is. But I'd like to know what the deer cost and what the Case cost, because those are very good brands. There's and also just I want to point out to the committee that, we should be aware, this is an upgrade from the existing equipment we have, because it's got the 4-in-1 bucket. It's got the some other aspects that are new. I want to see Tim talk about this the other day. My concern is not that this isn't a nice machine that would be nice for the town to own it, but whether we're getting, this is the best deal we can get on a machine that's either this machine or comparable, because this is a lot of money. The other thing is, of course, that this machine, as far as I know, Steve, there's nothing wrong with it, right? Except that it's got 7,000 hours on it.
Yeah, that's right. We've started hoses, the main hoses on it have started to go, and
Mm.
between 7,000 and 8,000 hours is when you can expect the stuff to start happening. But as far as an upgraded machine, the only thing that's upgraded from the one we have now would be the interior of the cab. Everything else is exactly the same.
The 4-in-1 bucket's new.
No, that's what we have now.
Oh, you do have a 4-in-1 bucket on your
Yep.
loader?
Yeah. That's why we don't have a thumb.
Right. Okay, thanks. I didn't realize that. I just want to see, you know how it is, Steve, that you guys know about, I know you like cat, but what about deer and what about case? You know, are they going to be, you know, they're good machines, right?
I actually, I don't know anything about any of them, but yeah, he wouldn't give me a price because it was more, but I'll do some more digging.
I would really
We
appreciate
did-
that.
We did have Ryan, the sales guy for Cat, came back out today to look at our machine. Cause
Yeah,
I know that.
yeah. Because
you-
that would be a trade-in, right? And I asked him to find out from Cat what they would give us for it.
Yes, that was for a trade-in.
Yeah.
You're
'Cause
waiting
it's a
to
nice
hear.
machine, it's got to be worth something.
Bob, were you having these conversations with Tim at the highway barn?
Yes. Yeah, I just stopped in and chat with him about that, you know, and just to say hello. And actually, I saw Steve pulling out. It was about, I was on my way to sign those finance committee documents, and I saw Tim's truck there, so I pulled in.
I guess
AJ,
it
you
would
were going,
I think it would be helpful if when you're going to do that kind of stuff, you let other committee members know so they could join you if that's going to happen. In
Well,
case they're
then we got
interested.
problems with the committee and all that.
Not
all
if
the
it's
rules.
set up.
Okay, well, I don't see any reason why I can't just stop and chat with them. Is there a reason why I shouldn't?
No, it's helpful that if you're gonna, you know, if just to be sure everybody can get the same information you get.
Okay, well,
if you people would please excuse me, AJ had his hand up or it lit up a little bit ago.
Yeah, I just wanted to ask Steve if we were waiting for a response. You said they came out to look at the existing truck today. Did they give you any feedback today, or is that something that they're going to produce in writing, or in terms of a trade-in
I'm not sure,
estimate?
because I was dumping a load of brush down in Leverett and
Okay, got it.
I wasn't there for that.
Okay, gotcha.
But it wasn't an official visit.
Thank you, AJ.
But the quote we're looking at here, that's for a new unit, no trade-in, correct?
Steve,
Oh,
you
yeah,
answer
that,
Yeah.
yeah, that is correct.
Just wanted to make sure I understood. Okay.
so that then would be, if we went with this contract, that would be the maximum. Now,
Yeah.
who was it that said they had checked the other ones and the other ones were higher? Was it you, Becky? Or was
I
it?
reported that Steve had spoken with people and found higher pricing.
I'd
Yeah,
love to
that-
get it. Go ahead.
He didn't even want to give me a price because we already had this one, so he said he would. If I mean, I can go back and get one. And I'll do that.
that'd be
It
good.
might be helpful, even if it's even just to be able to demonstrate that to the town that, you know, we've got a more competitive option that we're.
When you go
considering.
with the state contract, the state bid list, you do not need any more to comply with the purchasing laws.
Well,
I've done it before.
okay, I'm not doubting that you're right about that, but I think just from a due diligence standpoint, we should not share the document, the price with the other guy, and give him a chance to bid on it, and then compare the bids. That's just the right way to buy something, you know, unless you're sure that, how can you, we don't know what this, I have no idea what the case would cost, comparably equiped.
Well, then we're going to have the bid. Anything else will have to be done by the next meeting. We have to make decisions.
Okay, but we need information to make decisions, right?
Yes.
But don't we know that the deer is not going to be competitive because they've already communicated that they can't compete with this price? Isn't that what Steve
Yeah.
has already told us? Yeah.
So they might not, even if you ask Steve, they may refuse. And that doesn't
Oh, I'm
negate
sure-
anything.
Goodness
I'll
gracious.
what I did was I told them that we were interested in a Cat 420. And because I have no idea what the comparable John Deere and Case
Right.
machines are. So I told him that that's where we were at, and he said, okay, but I can't compete with that.
And what about, and you said something about the other, there's another brand in there earlier that you had gotten a quote from. Did you not, or am I missing something?
No, he didn't give me a quote because,
No, that was John Deere, but there was another manufacturer.
no, I didn't get a quote from either Case or John
Oh.
Deere.
Becky disappeared. I was going to ask her. She had said something about them too, the two of them also being on the state contract. So I was hoping she could
Yeah,
pull it up.
they both Case and John Deere are they have the contract also.
Becky's looking at something.
No, I don't have that portion of it in my report.
I went on to Municipid and I found all three of them do have the VEH 111 construction equipment bids.
But they may not have all of them, all of every kind of piece of equipment.
No,
So,
but
yeah.
they all had backhoes.
Oh, okay.
Not everybody has loaders, but they all had backhoes.
Could you see prices and what you were looking at, or no? It was just that it was.
No, there's no
Available.
pricing on anything anymore. Even the catalogs we get now have QR codes where you have to actually use a phone to figure it out.
And Municipid is not, I mean, that's for when used items come up to bid on.
Oh, well, it was all right. So I went to the mass.gov website and worked
Yeah.
my way through and ended up with the VEH 111.
Which is the
And
state
those
contract
were
for this stuff.
Yeah.
The three manufacturers, actually, this whole list is good through June 30th, 2025.
Oh, really? Because this one says, quote, expires July 31st, 23. Maybe that's just
Yes,
for us.
But all three of those manufacturers have the ability
Yeah.
to sell them through 2025.
Yeah. Okay, well, we're gonna have to have some more if you can get them. By our next meeting. Now, we also had the John Deere tractor.
The
And-
John Deere tractor, we're going to attempt to repair in-house.
Oh, okay. So you're not going to want that to be considered by capital planning?
That is correct.
Okay. Ooh, transmission repair. Ouch.
Yeah, you have to break the tractor in half, fix it, put it back together, see if it works. And then we got to break it apart again to replace the other pump. And
Oh
yeah,
my God. Yike. That sounds like a heck of a lot of work.
well, that's why we have to wait till the summer so we can
Yeah.
give up one of the bays for a month or so to do it.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm really glad you guys taking a stab at that, Steve. I appreciate it. I think I'm hoping, Chuck is gonna help you, right?
That's correct. Yeah, I miss my little tractor because that's the only one that has the blower for blowing leaves
Mhm.
and that little grooming mower.
Now, I'm reading Tim's letter here. So when you're talking about breaking it apart and pump and all that stuff, is that part of the transmission?
You have to break the tractor in half in order to get to the transmission.
Okay, okay, that's what I was asking, because he says needs a major repair of the transmission. And the money we have already spent, it would be north of $7,500 to get it functional. But
That
now
was
you're
bef-
willing to do it, and that's good.
That was
We
before we
appreciate
knew it
that.
was $180,000 to get a new tractor.
That's ridiculous, isn't it? Okay, then, so right now, so the highway department only wants the backhoe. Incidentally, that's spelled wrong. Left out a letter. It says BACHHE, BACKHE. They left out the O. But anyway, okay, and we don't know anything about the school. And they're,
Not on the
Flooring.
PA.
so then there are no other requests, Becky, am I correct?
Correct. At this
Okay.
point, we might be hearing from a new committee called the Lake Wyola Dam Study Committee, because they're talking about putting new fencing around the dam to restrict access. And but they can't install it until after the culvert. So it might not come to capital planning till next year.
I can understand from just the stories I've heard about people on the dam and everything else, that would be a real good idea. Just to prevent, liability.
Yeah,
Becky, I saw that culvert somewhere. Where did I see it?
it's behind the fire station.
Okay, that's where I saw it. So it's a work of performance art or something, it seems like,
I'll have to swing over and take a look at it.
It was very tricky because we had
Oh,
to,
yeah.
we couldn't, there's also PFAS test wells
yeah.
on the site that it had to be arranged around that. And it also had to be arranged in such a way that the cranes could reach it.
Oh, I
and
remember
sit on
that,
the
yeah.
cement.
Oh, it's
Yeah,
a
it was
massive
quite a
piece of
tricky
concrete. It
operation.
sure is.
Yeah, and now we have to move it again.
God damn it.
Yeah,
All
Can't we just
because,
put it
all
in there?
because of a telephone pole.
yep.
Oh, yeah. So we don't know about that, but we have no idea when we're going to find out about that,
About what?
about this, the fencing.
If we do, I'll tell them that I'll tell Eric he needs to do it by the next meeting,
Yeah, please.
or else wait till next year.
Yeah.
What's the schedule on the culvert these days?
I don't think it's gonna happen because they can't install it, and Rita would really like a thorough public process before anything is committed to financially. So we're gonna have to do some public information and outreach and get response from people. So it's unlikely that it will be a request for this year, but I wanted you guys to know about it.
Thank you. We appreciate that. Okay. So if we don't have any other thing coming up now, when are we meeting with FinCom?
All right, let's see. Let
Oh,
me get
ye
that
mem-
date.
All ye members of FinCom?
Bear with me for a sec. I'm looking up
That's
my
okay.
most recent calendar. 21st,
21st, I think, AJ.
yeah, that sounds right. Yeah, so we're scheduled for February 21st. So
Which is what day of the week, please?
It's
that's
this,
Week
Tuesday.
from today.
It's this, yeah, it's less
Oh.
than a week.
Yeah, right. Oh my goodness. So it's a Tuesday.
But are we going to be able to do that if we don't?
No,
That's
Yeah, because we haven't heard, we don't have all the info from the highway.
we would
department.
literally have to have all our information by Friday and have a meeting on Friday
Yeah.
because Monday's a holiday.
is it? What holiday is that?
It's
President's
President's Day.
yeah,
Well,
it's
Friday
the
is beer
old
day.
fashioned one.
So one option is we've got FinCom meetings scheduled for March 7th and March 21st. We're doing budget reviews for broadband on 21st and no other departments. Usually we have two. So we could potentially push the capital planning review to March 21st. That might be later than, I don't know, Becky, do you have any concerns about doing it that late?
No, because we have,
In terms of
our
warrants
meeting's
and
been
all that,
moved to May 20th.
yeah, okay.
Oh,
So that might be the safest thing to do then, is to move it to our March 21st meeting.
Becky, you can
What's
take
that?
the backhoe down.
Excuse me?
You take the backhoe down off the screen?
Yeah,
Thanks.
Did you ask me something, Becky? Yeah.
yeah, so I thought you were gonna say March 7th for capital planning.
no, she's.
Well,
they've
so
got-
we've got two options. We can push them to March 7th or March 21st. The reason I was suggesting the 21st is because we only have one department that we're planning to meet with that night, which is broadband. And so March 7th, we're meeting with the accountant and
me.
Ellen. Actually, Ellen, maybe we should do it then, because
We could.
then Ellen, you're only coming to one meeting, and we can
That would be very
both talk.
nice. I wouldn't
We're
complain
both
about
talking about
that.
your. Yeah, that didn't occur to me until just now. So maybe we should move it to March 7th.
Okay,
Everything together and meet before then.
Yeah, well, that's
Yeah,
what,
yeah,
that's what
Right.
I'm working on.
That's the problem.
Well, I don't know if it's a problem. What are we looking at? Because you know your committee meetings, I've got to go down and get my phone in order to have my schedule for the next several weeks, so just
Okay.
a second. While
and I'm still
So-
searching for the state bid prices, see if I can.
I
find
stop my
anything like
video,
that.
I'll be back.
Um,
So the only projects we're going to be voting on are the backhoe and
School.
flooring, school flooring, right? There's
Right.
nothing else. Yeah.
Right.
Because we don't have to do the phone. Okay.
So Becky, should I try to get, or Steve, should one of us try to get in touch with Matt, see if we can get some numbers from him, see if we can get us some.
I already have reached out to him, Bob.
But I can try to surround him if you want, if you want me to try to get in touch with him.
No, I'm good.
Okay. Now I'm back. Now I'm back and I just have to wait for my phone to wake up.
So
Okay.
Steve, did you end up on Combis trying to get that information on the state bid list? You said it was municipal, but maybe it was.
No, it
Combis.
wasn't municipal bid. I went through mass, it was not municipal bid. It was the actual state. I
Combis.
went through all of the, yeah,
Okay,
and I tracked down VEH 111 and along it broke it down into, I think, 3 different trucks, heavy equipment and something else.
yep. So it's a category, backhoes are category 2,
Yeah, that's it, category 2.
but I still don't have pricing.
No, you can't get it without talking to them. There's no prices anywhere,
Okay,
not even on their websites.
Well, because of the way prices are changing. I can understand it entirely.
yeah, but anything on the state bid list has to be a fixed price.
Right, I know it does.
How could there not be?
But isn't
They
it
wanna
true,
be
like
able
we
to
just looked
talk
at
you
this
into it.
document that showed a list price and a quoted price, right?
Mike, you were saying
I
something.
just
and-
said they want to be able to get you on the phone and talk you into their product, they don't
Yeah.
wanna-
Yeah, it's gave a list price, which is 232,600, and the state contract price, which is 155,000. But see, that has to be a fixed price.
Yes,
with the
that
state.
doesn't change until the end of the contract.
Yeah, so
Well,
there
it-
should be pricing there.
The backhoe jumped, I think, $23,000 from December 31st to January 1st because it jumped into a new year. So it went up $23,000.
So it sounds like their bid has an escalator clause, which is interesting. I've never run into those on state bids, but why not? Especially with the inflation.
So the three brands are Case, John Deere, and Cat, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
That's correct. I think those are the only three that even had a backhoe.
So JLB, is it JLB, the other company that makes the
Oh, JCB. But
JCB? Yeah.
I didn't find, they weren't on the list anywhere.
Oh, yeah, because that's a machine a lot of people use, right? I mean, make a good backhoe. Didn't Shutesbury have one of those at one time? I think they did.
That's what they had before that. I think
Yeah.
that was the one they had before this Cat.
Yeah.
I will say though that the backhoe, that is our main, we use that just as much as any of the trucks. That's our main piece of equipment. It does everything.
Yeah, it's cool to have that wrist bucket too, the wrist joint. So you can grade things at an angle and all that, huh?
Yes.
For the shoulders, that's great. Still a lot of crap on the roadside?
We're getting there.
Oh,
Yes.
that's too bad. And the chipper broke down. Lori,
Ooh, excuse me.
Let's see.
The chipper broke down. We went and got a different one. That chipper broke down and we got the first one back and it broke down again.
Oh my God.
glad you don't own those damn chippers. They're tough machines. They take a lot of abuse. So what do you use it? So you're just taking it down to Roberts's now? The stuff?
Yeah, we take it down to Richie Roberts and he turns it into wood chips or mulch or something of that sort.
Compost.
We did.
He'll take stumps down there. He'll take stumps from me if I have stumps.
Yep, he'll take stumps.
Okay, Becky, are you looking to see what you can find or what's happening?
I was waiting on you.
Okay. So we're talking a meeting with FinCom on the 7th of March, which means we need a meeting beforehand. And then the people have to understand that that's going to be, if they don't get our stuff to them, we're going to be in a position of not being able to do anything with their requests, basically.
Ellen,
Yes, Bob.
I just wonder whether we should wait till the 21st to give them more time so that we don't end up in the same situation. You know, I'm just concerned that we're gonna meet and then we're not gonna have the information and we'll be frustrated. So do you think we should book it on the 21st with the FinCom? AJ, do you think that would work with the FinCom or?
Well, we don't know
I mean,
how long does your meeting last with the
MLP?
broadband people? I mean,
Yeah, I don't think either night would be a problem in terms of sufficient time on the agenda. It's only 2 capital requests.
yeah,
Broadband, really, we're not even, that's kind of an information sharing. I don't think either night would be a problem in terms of the FinCom's agenda.
okay.
So if the feedback is the feedback is that they can't possibly do it, I'll reach out to Ellen and AJ and see if we can reschedule to the
Yeah.
21st.
Yeah,
Okay,
let's do that. Let's tentatively
good.
plan for the 7th, and if we have to push it to the 21st, we know we've got that option.
That's good. That's better. Let's get it over with while we're at it. Yeah, I think that, and then if worst comes to worst, so kind of hold the 21st open just in case, but hopefully we can get this done by, which would be awfully nice.
Yeah.
To get it done early instead
That
of
Bob
later.
might be right, because I know Tim was really struggling to get any quotes from anybody. Unless we can find a comparable on the state bid list, it could take a month to get a quote.
Yeah,
So,
Or are we trying to set a interim meeting before the 7th or?
ugh, yeah,
If we could do a Monday night.
which Monday?
Okay.
Cannot do the 27th.
well, we got to give them time to come up with something.
Well, I'm just saying, I cannot do the 27th.
Do we want to, and the 6th is the day before. That would give them maximum amount of time.
Yeah, it would.
I have a 6 o'clock meeting on the 6th.
How about? The 2nd? It's a Thursday.
That's fine by me.
I can't do this second, sorry. What about the 6th at 5? Michael, would that work?
And said it's, I just have a 6 o'clock meeting. I could,
Is it a
It's a
Zoom?
virtual?
it's virtual, yeah.
So if we met at 5, that could work for you?
Yeah, in theory.
You don't need to eat.
Don't you have 2 computers?
You don't have a family to worry about.
Right. No. Rita can make her own dinner that night.
Rita,
So 5 o'clock on the 6th, is that our tentative schedule?
that's fine by me.
Give it a shot.
All right,
And hopefully they will have their information then. It's just very frustrating I don't know if you're as frustrated as I am with the whole idea that, we're being hung up by people who we know are very busy. But it's kind of annoying not to have anything in hand.
Well,
So,
as far as Tim knew,
ahead.
Tim provided what he
Mhm,
has.
I know what
provided
he
in
had,
the
right,
past
right, no.
Without question. So you're asking for stuff that wasn't asked for in
I
the
know.
past. In
But we
his-
have asked the school for that, haven't we?
No,
Did they had, yeah, because we had multiple bids, multiple companies.
not in the last 5 years.
I could've
Because he
sworn we
did it, he compared them the first 2 or 3 years, but this has been going on for like 8 years.
Oh,
And
really?
he did the comparisons every other year.
okay,
And they always came in the best, so you stopped
Yeah.
asking for those. And
okay, thank you. You remember better than I do. Okay, so we're looking at this, now I've lost the date. On the 6th at 5 o'clock. 3, 6, and 5. And that would be then meeting the next day. If we get everything and everything becomes okay, then we meet the next day with FinCom
Great,
on just those
Right.
2 items.
okay.
yes.
Yes, and you can all be there for the FinCom meeting.
I'll be there twice.
Do you have a
So
time?
that's-
2 of you have to be there.
That's, yeah, so the 7th is at 6:30.
Okay.
For them or for everybody?
Well, that's when the meeting starts, so we can
Okay.
do, I guess we can do capital planning first and,
That would be nice. Get us out of there.
Michael, can Michael come at 6:30 after a 6:30 meeting, or do you need it?
No,
capital
this was on the 7th, right?
We're looking at
Right.
Tuesday,
7th.
Right,
so I-
right.
I-
which
yeah,
was the first date we said we could meet with FinCom.
Right.
Yeah. This
So
is all.
6:45 or something?
So,
That's
So
good.
March 7th at 6:35.
yeah, that sounds good.
I give you time to do
Yeah,
your
just
piece first.
Call- Right.
Ellen,
Okay. Yes,
can I make a motion that we adjourn our meeting?
So, does anyone have anything else to bring up? Okay, then, yes, I'll accept your motion. And do I have a second?
I'll
I'll
second.
second it.
Okay, and technically, that's a thing you don't even have to vote on, but go ahead, let's vote on it. McKay, yes.
Rob,
Rove,
yes.
yes.
Cashew, eye.
Come on, Steve.
Sullivan, I.
Oh, great. See you later, folks.
right.
Okay, yeah, we'll
Good
see you
night.
all. Have a good couple of weeks.
Good night.
Good night.